So imagine you are someone that is in average physical condition and you go to the beach with 5 friends that are all grossly overweight and unhealthy. How are you going to feel and how are you going to behave? Well, you're probably going to feel pretty good about yourself. You're probably going to say yes to the ice cream when it's suggested to you. But I want you to flip that scenario on its head and imagine you went to the beach with 5 friends that are in elite physical condition. They look like they've just walked off a photo shoot for the front cover of Men's Health magazine, and you as someone that's in average physical condition, how is that then going to affect how you think about yourself and your standards and your behaviors and your decisions? Well, suddenly you're probably going to be texting your personal trainer saying, let's book in some sessions for next week, and you're thinking, I've got some work to do. You're going to definitely say no to the ice cream when it's offered to you. Instead, you're probably going to go make an even better decision, and when you do decide to eat, you're going to go to a healthier restaurant and eat a healthier meal. The point in this message is that the environment that you surround yourself with is one of the biggest dictators of your performance, the biggest dictators of the quality of your decisions, your habits, your behaviors, and the biggest variable of your environment is the people that you surround yourself with. So your environment is not just where you are, where you choose to live, and the physical environment you exist in. It's the who. It's who do you surround yourself with. And the value in surrounding yourself with great people is because surrounding yourself with great people forces you to raise your standards. And I say this a lot, but in life you don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. Another way of saying that is you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your standards. And the most successful people have high standards in the particular area of their life that they are successful at. And the most successful people have the most excruciatingly high standards. Think about it in terms of, if we look at kind of the physical condition for a second, most people listening to us, in fact, all of us have a standard of which we're willing to tolerate of how we look. And so if you are overweight and maybe not happy with your physical condition, well, the reality is you're probably tolerating it and it's your standard. And what you have is this baseline standard where you might have, you might be a little bit overweight, and that's okay. And I'm not here to obviously body shame or fat shame anyone, but it's a relatable example that I can use. But you might actually put on a fair bit of weight, look at yourself in the mirror and think, oh, I need to fix up, I need to get back in the gym, studying health again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have this period and burst of motivation and inspiration to pull yourself back down to this standard. In fact, you might even go beyond this, and you might even lose a bit of weight. You might get actually into good shape and your abs might start coming out and you feel pretty good about yourself. But if your standard doesn't change, well, then you're just going to revert back to your standard. You may have experienced this before, where you've had these periods where you've got in good shape and then reverted back. You've got in bad shape and then reverted back. You revert back to your standard. The same with your finances. A lot of people have a number in their bank account where their bank account goes above a certain number. They feel good and they're happy to spend more and be a bit more willy-nilly with their spending behaviors, and then when it drops below a certain number, they start to panic and think, oh, I need to be a bit more frugal, save a bit more, work a bit harder, because that number is their standard. And a standard is this subconscious force that we have. And so the way to progress in certain areas of your life, whether it's your finances, whether it's your business, whether it's your physical condition, is to raise your standards. And that is something that is very hard to do, but the easiest way to do it is to surround yourself with people with excruciatingly high standards. And that's where the example of going to the beach with 5 friends in elite physical condition is a good example of that scenario. It's going to force you to raise your standards. Whereas if you go to the beach with 5 friends that are in not so good condition, well, then that is also going to have a negative impact on your standards. One of the things I am most grateful for is I have this incredible friendship circle of guys. I mean, I also have girlfriends as well, but my guy friends that I spend the most time with are all incredible business owners that in their early, mid, slightly late 20s is the age range of most of my friends, are all built multiple 7, if not 8, and multiple 8-figure businesses. I've got friends that have got businesses worth 9 figures in their 20s, friends that have sold companies for multiple 8 figures in their 20s. And obviously business and numbers and finances aren't everything, but one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn is, become a millionaire not so much for the money, but for who you will become in pursuit of being a millionaire. And a lot of my friends, the reason they've been able to be successful is because they prioritize growth with their life, with their mindset, their psychology. They value their health and fitness. They're all in elite physical condition. We hold each other accountable and we travel together. Yeah, we're going to have fun, we're going to party, but we're also going to wake up the next morning, go hit a hard workout, go get in the sauna, make sure we're eating good food, etc., etc. And the dinners that I have is, one of my favorite things to do, going for dinners where it's just inspiring conversation, sharing best practice, sharing wisdom. And there's this culture of constantly wanting everyone to grow and be better and calling each other out. And so one of the best things that you can do if you want to raise the standards and raise the quality of your life is to surround yourself with great people. And so in this video, I just want to share a few practical things you can do in order to raise the quality of people around you. I just wanted to interrupt this video to invite you to my next 2-day mastermind I'm hosting here at my home in London. These are 2 very intense, very transformational days where you're learning not just from me, but 5 and 6 other property entrepreneurs that are operating at the 7 and 8-figure level with their property businesses. I can fit 8 people around my dining room table, so it's very intimate, it's very intense. I take everyone for a beautiful dinner on the first night. It's a Friday and Saturday, and over the course of the 2 days, it's a full deep dive into how to really play a bigger game with your property business, how to raise capital from private investors, how to find these investors, how to structure the financing, how to build your brand and build an audience of people that know, like, and trust you, that presents so much more opportunity of being able to find investors and have more deals come your way, how to actually find high quality deals, how to analyze these deals, and how to really scale. We're going to take your psychology to the next level, and ultimately you're going to have a level of clarity and knowledge and skill sets and network coming away from this event, which are going to allow you to take a quantum leap forward in your property business. A lot of people say they were a different person leaving the event that when they arrived. And so if you want to find out more, the first link in the description of this video will be a link to me explaining the event in a bit more detail. And if it's something you'd like to explore, you can fill out a form and book in a call with myself where we can make a decision together if it's something you'd like to be a part of. Back to the video. One of the first things you want to do is actually focus on becoming a person of value yourself, because you don't chase these things, you attract these things. And if you want to hang around with valuable people, well then relationships in one way or another is there's got to be a fair exchange of value. And so becoming a valuable person doesn't necessarily mean making more money. I know a lot of people that make a lot of money that really don't have high quality friendships or relationships. And maybe that's just because they've not put in the effort to do that and they've secluded themselves and that's their personality type. That's fine. But when you increase your value by becoming a character that is disciplined, that has a mission, that is trying to grow, naturally what happens is you attract people that align with that, that share those same values. And so I have a couple people that I know that I'm slightly in proximity with that are billionaires, but I don't have a whole friendship group of billionaires because I'm not at that level myself. But what I do know is the billionaires I know is they have a lot of friends that are billionaires because they're playing at that level. So you want to become a person of value, and naturally you're going to attract people. The second thing you want to do is you want to have to be prepared to pay to play. And so that means I've made a lot of friendships where I've paid to be in certain rooms or paid to be certain environments or paid for consulting from certain people that have ended up becoming a friend. And not all of my relationships are pay to play, but sometimes they start off that way, where if I pay to go on to an event, to a retreat, I'm going to a retreat in October where it's 5 days where there's going to be some great people there. I think I've mentioned it in a previous video, which is going to be really, really exciting. I know there's going to be other people there. They've also paid a lot of money to be there, and there's going to be people going that I know that I'm already friends with, people that I've met once or twice where I'm going to spend a lot more time with them now and develop a friendship. And so naturally, sharing an experience like that, I know there's going to be some friendships come off the back of it. And I'm not going there to just make friends, but to expand and increase the quality of my network is one of the secondary or tertiary benefits of attending these events. And so I can tell you, actually, there's a lot of friends that I have now. I say a lot. There's probably 3 or 4 friends, close friends I have now, which I met maybe in 2018, but I met through someone that I paid for consulting. And I was a client of his. He was consulting me on various different on a different business aspect, and invited me to drinks at his household, and then there I met a number of people that I just connected with, and we realized we shared the same values, and lo and behold, this just an amazing friendship that's developed since. So sometimes you have to pay to play. The third thing you want to do is you want to get around or get to a physical location. You want to change your geography, and that predominantly means getting to a city where naturally you're going to be in proximity with a lot of people that are also doing cool things. So for me, that's one of the main reasons I moved to London, is I wanted to be around great people. From my small town where I'm from in the Midlands, a place called Rugby, shout out to Rugby, there's some great people there, but you can very quickly become a big fish in a small pond. And I don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I want to be a small fish in a big pond. I want to be surrounding myself with people that are playing a big game, because that inspires me and that forces me to do more, and that aligns with who I am. And so you have cities like London, Dubai, New York. Even in the UK, you've got like Manchester, and you've got other cities as well. But naturally, cities act as hubs, especially cities where people travel through a lot. So you've got Dubai, you've got some of the European cities as well. Naturally, you're going to be in proximity with other people that are doing great things. The fourth thing you want to do is you want to build your personal brand. You want to have a social media presence where people can connect with you. And that doesn't mean creating all these crazy YouTube videos and posting on Instagram every single day, but it's having a platform, a profile where people can connect with you and stay in touch with you. So a lot of relationships I've built, I've met someone either at a dinner or at an event or just being generally out and about. And at that initial interaction, we'll connect on social media. And the benefit of doing that is I can see from their social media a bit more about who they are. I can see what mutual friends we are. I can see what interests they have. And I can get to know more about their personality as they post more, and vice versa. So then next time, I don't know, I'm in their city or whatever, we can stay in touch, and then we can hang out and develop that friendship. Now, I'm at a stage in my life where I actually don't need or want more friends, and I actually at a point where I think you just need 3, 4, 5 friends that are just willing to go to war with you. But acquaintances, I'm talking about just kind of general network in general, not just friendships, but your wider network of people you can surround yourself with. If I wanted to go for a dinner this weekend and I wanted to fill 10 spots, who am I going to fill those spots with? Which leads me on to the next point, is host dinners. We kind of have a bit of a ritual within our friendship group, and where every weekend, there'll just be a dinner that's happening that I'll make a reservation, or one of my close friends will make a reservation, and we'll just book it for 6 people, 8 people, sometimes up to 10 people, and then we'll just invite other people to come join us. It could be some close friends, could be someone that we just met recently that want to develop more of a connection with. But when you do that, you can draw people in. So one of the most practical things you can do immediately is just decide to host a dinner. Decide to host a dinner, and some people that you've connected with, have got a loose connection with, just invite them, and a friendship will develop. Or it's just nice if I have a reservation for this weekend where I know I've got some, a table for 6, a table for 8, and haven't yet confirmed who's coming. If I meet someone today or tomorrow and have a brief interaction with them and realize, okay, this is someone that I want to connect with and learn more about them and their business, I'll say, what are you doing on Saturday? I'd love for you to join us for dinner and introduce you to a couple of my friends. So host dinners, host events, host trips as well. Just maybe decide, let's go to Marbella, book a nice villa or whatever, and invite a few friends to come with you, and those friends will invite friends, and then just through that you're going to expand your network. And then final thing you want to do is you want to join the most expensive gym in your area. I believe hands down this is one of the biggest levers that you can pull to get around great people, especially if you're maybe in property and you want to surround yourself with well capitalized, wealthy people that could potentially be investors that come in and invest in your projects. Joining the most expensive gym in your area means that gym is going to be like a magnet, a hub for all of the wealthier people that live in your location, in your area. They're going to be going there to work out. And so whatever the gym might cost, £100, £200, maybe more per month, I would go and I'd be very intentional, go there with the intention of connecting with people, just saying hi. If you're in the sauna with someone, just strike up a conversation. If you've seen someone a number of times, just say hello, get to know them, get to know their name, understand what they do. And then they're going to introduce you to their network and their friends and connect you with people they think will be valuable to you as well. So change your network, you can change your life. Get around people that force you to think bigger, do more, raise your standards, inspire you, motivate you. And then if there's people in your life that aren't forcing you to grow, that are holding you back, that are forcing you or trying to get you to think smaller, the crabs in a bucket mentality, then don't be afraid to be a little bit more ruthless and start to distance yourself from these people, because it's probably affecting you and the quality of your life and the quality of your decisions and your general thinking more than you realize. So that's all for this video. See you guys on the next one.